Hi, I'm Denise. Thank you for watching my video. You can find a lot more at my website, www.kupos.com. Today I'm going to show you how to print capital letters. Capital letters, or uppercase letters, are about twice as tall as lowercase letters. So to show that, I'll draw some lines on the board here. And show you a few letters. This is a capital A. Remember, capital and uppercase refer to the same size or same kind of letter. So this is a capital A. This is a lowercase a. The capital A is about twice as tall as the lowercase a. Here's a capital B and a lowercase b. Although the lowercase b goes up to the top of the line, the circle part only goes halfway. So again, just a reminder, the uppercase letters are about twice as tall as the lowercase letters. Something to keep in mind is that all of the uppercase letters should be between the bottom and the top line here. They start on the bottom, they go up to the top. They don't go past either line. So they don't go below the line and they don't go above the line. Some of the lowercase letters, when printed, go below the line, but not the uppercase. Let me give you an example. This is an uppercase G. It goes between these two lines, but the lowercase g extends below the bottom line. Here's an uppercase P, which stays between the two lines. Here's a lowercase p, which extends below the line. So again, the uppercase letters just stay between the two lines. Something else to keep in mind when you make your letters is that you should not write the letters directly on top of the lines like this. I do sometimes see students who are just learning to write the English alphabet, and they write on top of the line in this way. They think that that's where they need to put the letters, that this is a guideline for them. Well, it is a guideline, but it's a guide. This one is the bottom of the writing area, this is the top. So just be sure to write your letters between the lines. Okay? I'm going to show you how to print each capital letter in a very typical or usual way, but there are other ways to print the letters as well. So in some cases, as I'm writing these letters, I might show you another way immediately. In other cases, I might show you another way at the end of this video. But the way I'm going to show you now is a very typical and a very usual way. You may find another way that will also work, okay? So here we go. These are my guidelines. For the letter A, I'm going to start at the top of the line and draw the first side of the A slanting to the left and going down to the bottom line. I pick up my pen, I go back to the top and go down and slant to the right. So it looks like a tent. And then I draw a line right in the middle to connect to the two sides. So again, I started at the top, I went down, I lifted my pen, I went back to the top, came down, lifted my pen, and went across the middle. Another way, though, is to start at the bottom, go up, and don't lift the pen, and then come back down and draw a line across. Either way will work, okay? Here's a capital B. Go straight down, lift up your pen, go back to the top, make almost a circle, And now I'm keeping my pen here. I'm not lifting it. Then make another circle on the bottom, partial circle. Notice that the bottom of the B, this part is bigger than the top of the B, just a little bit bigger. To make the letter C, I start just a little bit below the line, the upper line. I go up, curve around, and come back like this. I don't go all the way to the middle. That's the letter C. The letter D starts at the top, goes straight down, lift up my pen, go back to the top, and curve around and come back to the straight line. That's the letter D. The letter E starts at the top of the line. I go straight down, and then I keep my pen here on the paper, or on the board here, and I go to the right. Then I lift my pen, I go back to the top, and go to the right, and I try to make these, the bottom and the top, the same size. I then go to the middle and just go part way. This middle line is shorter than the bottom and the top lines. Here's the letter F. It's similar to E. It almost looks like E. It has the straight line, it has the top line, and it has the middle line, but it does not have the bottom. So for the F, I started at the top, I went straight down, I lifted my pen, went back to the top, went to the right, lifted my pen, and went to the middle and made a smaller line. Here's the letter G. It starts out like the C. So I start just below the upper line. Then I go up and around. I come back, but this time I go in. I make a line that goes about halfway into the G. Okay, so it starts like the C, goes around and goes in. The letter H starts at the top and goes straight down. I lift my pen, I go to the top again and come straight down, lift my pen and connect the two lines with a line in the middle. For the letter I go to the top, I make a short line here for the top of the I, go to the middle of that, go straight down, lift my pen, make a short line on the bottom. That's I. For the letter J, I start at the top and make a short top, come straight down like the I, but I turn as a curve at the bottom. That's the letter J. Sometimes you might see people make the letter J like that without the top, but usually it has a top. The letter K is next. For the letter K, I go straight down, I go back to the top, and then I come down on a slant to the middle. Then I keep my pen here, and I slant down to the bottom right. That's the K. The letter L starts at the top, goes straight down, and then has a short line across the bottom. And I really should not have lifted my pen there. The letter M is next. For the letter M, I'll start at the top, go straight down, lift up my pen, go back to the top, come straight down on a slant. I'm going to keep my pen here, go back up, and straight down again. That's the letter M. It has two parts to it, two pieces. You can also make a letter M without lifting your pen by starting at the bottom, going up, down, again. With this one, I started at the top and went down. I lifted my pen, went back to the top, and then went down and up and down. With this one, I started at the bottom and went up, down, so I did it all in one movement. The letter N is next. I'm going to start at the top, go straight down, lift my pen, go back to the top, slant down to the right, go all the way down and straight up. So as with the M, I could do this in one movement. If I started at the bottom of the N, I could go straight up, slant down, straight up again. So this one was done with one movement. This one was done with two. I started at the top because I'm used to starting at the top, and most of our capital letters do start at the top. So I started at the top, I went straight down, then I had to lift my pen to go back to the top, come down, and go back up. The letter O is next. I start at the top, and I just go around. It's an oval. Could be a circle, but I make an oval. The letter P is next. I go straight down, lift my pen, go to the top, and go around only halfway. The letter P looks like the top part of a B. The letter Q is next. It starts out like the O, but it has one more piece to it. It has a little foot sticking out here, which goes on a slant. It doesn't go to the top, it just goes down here in the middle. We just make a little line. That's the letter Q. The letter R is next. I go straight down for the R. The R starts like the P. This is P. So it starts around like that, but it has an extra piece that goes down like this, R. Now with the R, sometimes you might see it like this, with this leg starting right here in the corner. That's okay too. Those both look like R's. The letter S is next. I start just below the upper line. I go around and I make two loops. Almost circles, but not quite. That's the letter S. The letter T is next. I go across to make a top. Then I go back to the middle of the T and go straight down. Next is U. I start at the top, go down to the bottom and curve and come back up. Okay, go down and curve. The letter V is next. The V goes down on a slant with a straight line and then goes back up with a straight line. So it's similar to the U, but the U is rounded. The V is pointed at the tip, at the end of it. W is next. It's called a double U, which sounds like two U's, but it actually looks like two V's. So I start at the top, I go down to the right and back up like a V, but then I continue down again and back up again. This is W. Sometimes you might see a W that does not have, where the point does not go all the way up to the top. But this is a standard W. This one is okay too. Also with the M, sometimes people will write the M where this middle part does not go all the way down. So you might see an M like this. These two letters are both M's. These two are both W's. Next we have the letter X, which starts at the top and slants down to the right. I lift up my pen, I go back to the top and slant down the other way. The X, the two lines of the X meet in the middle of the paper. The letter Y is next. For Y, I go down on a slant but only halfway. Now I can lift my pen up here and go back to the top and come down halfway, then go straight down. That's the usual way that we learn to make the Y, but you can also keep your pen on the paper for the top part, so go down and back up, lift your hand off the paper, and then go back to the middle and straight down. So that Y might be easier. Okay? So up here, I went down, I lifted my pen, I went back to the top, down again, and then straight down. For this one, I did not lift my pen after making the first line. I went straight down, back up, then I lifted my pen to do the bottom. And Z is the last letter. Go to the right, across the top, go down on a slant, and go to the right across the bottom. X, Y, Z. So those are the printed capital letters. To see how to print lowercase letters or write cursive letters, or to see when to use capital letters, please take a look at my other videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.